Oh, sorry, I didn't see you there. Just relaxing outside on this beautiful New England fall day. It's a holiday today, so taking a little time off to read the forums on my phone, which, as you know, may not work so well. But I was doing it anyway. And what I noticed there was a lot of really good discussion going on there. In particular, I want to comment on the course design discussion. Many of you have been participating in that, giving us feedback on what's going well in the course, other ideas from other places that you've seen in other courses. I thought it's been really constructive and really productive, and I really appreciate that kind of feedback that's going on there. In addition, a lot of you have been making connections between what's going on in the course and what's going on in the course. That is, the content of the course with the production of the course itself. And we're actually going to be creating some forums additionally to specifically make that connection between some of the stuff you've read on the readings this past week about social learning and some of the social learning that's going on in the course. So we'll hopefully continue to make those connections, and you'll hopefully contribute to those as well. And again, we've really appreciated that feedback. We do want to spend a little bit more time this week fostering groups. A lot of the really successful pitches and collaborations that we've seen have happened in groups. Some of them have happened outside of the groups, but we really want to kind of keep pushing people into those groups where we think there'll be more and more effective communication. In particular, groups, if you haven't already, make sure you're in a group, and also make sure you're in a group that has a forum. The walls that you can post things on don't work particularly well for communication, and the forums that are within the groups are much better, so make sure you join a group that has a forum, or make a group with a forum in it if you're not in one already. So this week we're going to say we're going to require you to participate in a group. Make sure that you give your pitch there and give feedback to at least 2 other people in that group. Take some of that good communication and bring it back out into the main forums. Bring your pitches that have been revised and bring them back out to the main forums there. But do participate in a group and choose which you think is the most productive for you. It might be that you have a group that's about your topic. Maybe it's about language learning or STEM learning, but it also might be about the medium. It might be about games or sort of open educational resources. So whichever one you think is most relevant or you think is the most salient and you need the most feedback on, that's the kind of group you should join. Again, some of the pitches that we've seen are great, both the use case scenarios from this week, and we've been even looking back at some of the late coming pitches from last week. Some of the use cases from this week, Mr. Placed Soul gave an elevator pitch and a use case about Ross and Rachel, I think a reference to 2 TV characters from America. And it was about an app that gives playful activities for parents to work with their newborns and infants. There was another use case scenario by Michelle Full about learning Mandarin with Alex. And Milkman's Girl, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, gave another one about collaborative unit studies for parents of homeschooled autistic children. It was about a scenario about Jacob. And one of the things that I think that these things all had was that they were very specific in terms of the use case, in terms of how it met particular requirements, how it mapped to particular learning goals and learning frameworks that we've talked about in this course, as well as getting very specific about how people were using the app. I thought those were really great details that were included in each of those. Looking back at last week, many of you are still doing stuff from last week, I guess, which will be last week no matter when you hit this week. And for those people, those forums are still active and alive, and we encourage you to continue to participate in giving those pitches there. So for example, Kunta gave a pitch about STEM topics and tangible learning interfaces, and Eli Chen gave one about becoming a better speaker. And they got comments and feedback there as well. And so I think that if you're lagging by a little bit, continue to do that. It's a matter of thinking about your own pace and how you get through the course. On that note, passing grade is 3% for this course. Really not very high. It really means if you do any work, that's okay. You should be able to pass. But really your most important details are whether you have a project at the end that you can show somebody that you feel proud of. That's really your mark of passing for this course. So in order to get you there, it's up to you to sort of think about the activities that you want to do along the way. If there's some that you think you can skip or should skip, you should feel free to do that. If there's some lag in time that you want to do before you get to that final project, and say, for example, over the next few weeks, focus on the course content and later get to the project, we'll be leaving the forums and the course open until the end of the year. We expect there'll be continuing people to do some of this work on the projects and give feedback, so you can adjust your pace as you feel appropriate for this cause. This week coming up, we have the topic is assessment. We have Janice Gobert, Bob Mislevy, Dan Schwartz, all world-renowned experts on different aspects of assessment that we'll be getting to this week, so that's really excellent. And we do have a live event that's not coming up this week, but the beginning of week 6, and we wanted to draw your attention to that. It's a Hangout on Air. We will be critiquing some of the pitches that you've given us. We're asking for volunteers in the forums where you can do that. There'll be a link within course admin and course logistics where you can volunteer to do that, and we'll select several volunteers from that to actually critique on air. It'll be myself and Scott Osterwald, who you've seen in some of the videos. So with that, we did have an unhangout this week that I thought also went well. So I've been really happy with the way that the live events have gone. So I guess I'd say I'll see you, but more likely you'll see me in the Hangout on Air that's coming up in just a little over a week. And I hope you enjoy the course until then. And now it's back to my holiday with my family. All right, kids, off to the woods we go.
Yay! Let's go.